Sir, everything here is going well. The prosecutor is meeting the girls for a briefing. Good. Where are you now, Nick? I was about to head home. I didn't sleep well last night. I have a little headache. Nick, before you go, come to the office. There's something I want to tell you. Not on the phone, it's important. Yes, sir. I am on my way. He sighed, then drove off. It took Nick only 20 minutes to reach the company. Knocking twice on the CEO's office. Come in. James was busy working on his laptop. When he saw Nick, he closed his laptop and looked at him. At the meeting earlier, some of the shareholders weren't clearly on my side. Though I planned to take the company to the top 50 in the world, they weren't interested at all. They were just siding with each other to keep the company where it is and work with the Cowells. It seems fishy. Can you do some digging into this? Of course, when you're feeling better. I am also tired. I need a rest. I had a very long day. Of course, sir, I will. And I am sorry that I have been too busy to notice it on time. James looked at him with appreciation. It's okay, Nick. You were doing what I instructed you to do, and you did it well. You can go now. Go and rest. Tomorrow we will have a big day. See you in the morning. Please take those documents to the chairman's office as you go. Nick wanted to ask James about his real feelings for Olga, but he thought for a moment and chose to ask about it tomorrow. He took the file, opened the office door, and went out. In the middle of the night, Nick was sitting in his apartment on his laptop, sipping coffee slowly, and then his eyes lit up due to the information he had just found out. He then turned off his laptop and went to bed. Early in the morning, he woke up, hurrying to get James from home. They both entered the car, heading to the company. Nick started to tell his boss about what he had found out. Sir, here are the documents on the findings. He handed him the documents. James, without a single hesitation, opened the files. To his surprise, he found out that some of the big investors were buddies with Mr. Cowell. They had close ties, like being friends or doing business together. That's why they were hesitant to support James's idea. They have been meeting in secret. It looks like they want my head. There was someone sneaky behind the scenes, secretly trying to make James's project fail. This person wasn't just trying to help Mr. Cowell. They had their reasons for wanting James to fail. James, looking at the evidence before him, said, "We need to come up with a plan to fight back against this sneaky person. We'll raise this issue in the next meeting." The days went by quickly. It was Friday morning, and Nick was driving James to the company. James, who had been quiet, finally spoke. "This is court day, Nick. Put that on my schedule. I want to be present." "Yes, sir. But I have one question, if you don't mind. Do you have personal feelings for Miss Olga? I mean, do you like her?" "No, I don't. I have a fiancé." He was lying and didn't want to accept it. "But why do you ask, Nick?" "Well, ever since you saw Olga, you've changed, and that's love. But if I am wrong, then it would be my chance to make her mine. She could make a good wife." James, on hearing that Nick also has feelings for her, testified, Nick, don't even think of touching her if you want to stay alive." "But sir, you don't love her, and I am interested in her. What's wrong there?" "No, I don't like her. I love her so much that I am ready to go through the trials of not cooperating with the Cowells so that I could marry her, not Jocelyn Cowell." Now Nick understands why he's working hard on this project. "But remember, if you can't get her because of family issues, I will take her." "No, Nick, she'll be mine no matter what." The same morning, the girls woke up early. Olga was given work leave for this hard day. They started dressing up, ready for the day of the court trial. It had finally arrived. Olga was murdered. They had to do everything the prosecutor told them to do. Around 10 a.m., Raula joined them, so they could go together. Medical examinations confirmed that, while shaken physically, they were relatively unharmed. They were only given sleeping drugs so that they could fall asleep and be used without issues. But now the trauma they endured will take time to heal. The court trial loomed ahead, a crucial step towards justice for the girls and accountability for their captors. The trio were prepared to testify against their kidnappers. Following their prosecutor's instructions, they completed every task and eventually entered the courtroom, prepared to confront the perpetrators once more. In the courtroom, tensions ran high as the prosecutor stood up to accuse the guys. Your Honor, in this city, 10% of girls go missing every year. 2 of them came back dead. It's saddening to see young men like these sitting there instead of helping their parents build their family's legacy and the country. They're busy taking advantage of the weak just because they are not from rich families like theirs and because they don't have strong relatives. They're used like chickens. Your Honor, on the night of November 28th this year, the 3 girls here, pointing at Orga and Maggie, had graduated with master's degrees. They wanted to celebrate their achievements. Your Honor, they wanted to enjoy one night after thousands of sleepless nights of their studies. Your Honor, here are the pictures of the 2 graduating on that day. One of them, Orga, was given a prize as the best student of the whole 4 years. They're not slippers, Your Honor. They just wanted to have their happiness since they couldn't afford a graduation party, so they joined the club, which is normal. But even slippers shouldn't be harmed just because of their job. Since those men there never worked hard to get food, they bring their jokes to those weak women who struggle to eat. James, who was listening, felt the urge to protect this woman, no matter what. I will make sure she smiles every day of her life. The prosecutor continued. Your Honor, those 3 girls are friends. They agreed to meet at the lavish club so that they could celebrate a night of achievement. But do you know what men like Mr. Lucas saw in them when they entered? They saw chickens to eat for a night. The crowd in the courtroom wiped their tears. It was so sad. Lucas saw that it was time to catch a chicken. He approached them, offering drinks. When they said that they didn't want them, he chose to drug them and brought them to one of the lodges they used to harm girls like these. The police caught them red-handed. If the police had come even 5 minutes late, they would have found the girls harmed. The prosecutor gave the girls a nod, gesturing that it was their turn. Your Honor, I request permission to call the girls to the witness box. The girls took the stand one by one, recounting the harrowing ordeal they endured, following the steps as the prosecutor told them. Their testimonies were powerful, leaving no doubt about the guilt of the accused. You have heard what those girls went through. Now, what do we call this, Your Honor? It's not humanity. Even animals have more tender hearts than theirs. Supported by evidence gathered by the police and the testimony that the prosecution presented, this was a strong case against the perpetrators. I request 25 years of prison life. The room, filled with applause, supported the prosecutor's request. But in the middle of the crowd, the boy's mother burst into tears. Oh no, my only son, poor boy. What did you do? No one is harmed, yet you have to spend 25 years in jail? I'm sorry, son. I can't do anything now. But I will make sure they pay. Throughout the trial, Nick stood by the girls, offering them comfort and encouragement whenever they needed it. His presence served as a reminder that they were not alone in their fight for justice. Finally, after weeks of testimony and deliberation, the verdict was reached. The kidnappers were found guilty on all counts and sentenced to 15 years in prison. It was a moment of closure for the girls, knowing that those responsible for their suffering would be held accountable for their actions. As the trial concluded, the girls expressed their gratitude to Nick and the prosecutor for their unwavering support and dedication to their cause. Orga Thompson, may I have a word with you, please? A calm voice was heard from behind. Turning their eyes in the direction of the voice, they saw none other than James Hawkins, his boss.